him to understand that now you are bigger than just the stronger Shatta Wale you think about. You are an icon now, and you need to act in a way that does not actually put the overall interest of the country.
Let me the headline say no. No, not about Shatta Wale. Shatta Wale block him off here. Both way.
It from afar, and I think I just share the sentiments that my colleagues have just shared.
Right.
He has, consciously built that brand, as he said, from the bandana days right up to where he is now. He has consciously built that brand, and he's put in a lot of effort.
Right.
And I mean, for me, I think what the youth should take out of that is that everything you do, you have to put in the effort, you have to put in your best. There has to be some sort of consciousness in what you're doing, and ultimately it will pay off. Okay. But I want to also, although I'm a Shatta fan, I want to also look at some other aspects that probably we may not have to look at. Okay. What I saw is encouraging.
You mean the numbers?
The numbers.
The crowd, okay.
And it's also encouraging for the creatives industry. It just demonstrates that, if we probably invest in the creative industry, i.e. tourism, creative arts, it could actually be the game changer for us.
Right.
But it also shows that with the numbers that Shatta Wale has, the burden of responsibility is shifting onto him now. He cannot afford to be acting the way sometimes he acts in terms of his actions and his actions. Because when he does that, a lot of the youth are following up. And clearly, when he does some of the things he does, that got him into conflict with the law. The law has no option than to act according to the law. When they act according to the law, with this following, some people are almost partisan when it comes to their following with Shatta Wale. Almost like the way people have attachment to religion. And that can be very dangerous. So he needs to make sure he's not abusing that. Okay. Because otherwise, that can pose, and we don't need to kid about this. I'm a fan of Shatta Wale, but that can pose a security risk to this country. And the political actors have to find a way. Because, see, whether we like it or not, he's a brand now. We can use his energy and the following to actually create a lot of opportunities for people. But it's a double-edged sword. And that's why those who are handling him need to start orienting him and getting him to understand that now you are bigger than just the stronger Shatta Wale you think about. You are an icon now, and you need to act in a way that does not actually put the overall interest of the country into jeopardy. But the state has to also support him in the way we have to, so that it can be aligned. But I think that it's something we need to really encourage, and kudos to him.
Okay.
And belated happy birthday to the Shatta.
Thank you so much, Laura, for weighing in on that and bringing the legal aspect of that. Definitely our viewers appreciate it and always learn it.
Some sort of survey or an ability to estimate the numbers there. They could have probably reached about 500,000 or more. I don't know if there are any official statistics to that. But it was an awesome show of loyalty to the Shatta brand and the love for the Shatta brand. I'm not too sure if it was a paid event, you'd have all those people there, and whether we could have had.
Look at the numbers.
I mean, that's completely awesome to see. I'm happy that there have been no spillover challenges from handling a crowd like that, which so the entire Shatta team and the police force and the security agents, I think that congratulations to them. Because a crowd of that nature is going to be exceedingly difficult to control, especially when they're all hyped up and so forth. And we've seen many events like this where there are stampedes and hundreds of people get killed. So I think this is a feather in our cap. It shows that we can have shows of this magnitude, and I'm sure if this had been a paid event, and musicians and artists we'll be able to get this kind of crowd, nobody will be complaining, or very few people will be complaining
of less patronage
and of course, I mean, the incomes that they earn from it. And this is what we want to see. So Shatta is really blazing a trail. I hope that others will emanate and build the brand. I think that he gets a lot of flack. Indeed, he does get a lot of flack, and probably for good reasons. But I want to see in the future how he can harness the potentials that he's just shown today for much more, you know, than the rabble-rousing that he's known for. And I think that when he was invited to the Yoko, he made a statement or so afterwards that this was God sent or something like that, so that it will serve as a lesson for the youth. And I think that he can champion a lot of youth behavioral change and attitudinal change.
Absolutely.
And
religiously.
A lot is now on his shoulders, and I hope that he will be able to harness those potentials for national development.
Okay, Prince, have a word on the Shatta.
Yeah, my senior brother has spoken a lot. I want to look at it from a very different perspective, how the young man has evolved the brand, what has created this level of connection that so many people can troop up to come and support him on his birthday.
Right.
You know, looking at what the political parties do in this country, if they are to have a crowd like this, they have to bus people, put up huge budgets to be able to get to a level like this in a crowd. What is that one single person doing?
Right.
You know, and I'll give you an example. I was talking to you behind the scene that an example of a lady I bought cocoa from last week at School Junction, and he was telling me he was going for a Shatta show. I didn't know even there was going to be a Shatta show, and I asked her, so you won't come to work?
Is your favorite cocoa seller?
Yes, my cocoa joint. And he said, you won't come to work. You are going to a Shatta program. I said, yes, I'm going for Shatta's program. And I'm like, why? He said, sometimes if he's driving past here, you will come and sit here and take his cocoa here.
Wow.
The level of connectivity, deliberate, that the young man has built a brand around. And that is why when we vote for politicians, that's the one thing they miss. If you go and come the next 4 years, the people will not connect with you. People don't want to be used. Throughout his music, he's encouraging them. Because this is like a broken system that is using his brand to fix, giving the youth the hope they are looking for, that the politicians just come and promise it within a season and they will go. And consistently he is with them. You know, he moves around, not that he's that rich, quote and unquote, but he sort of shares things with them on the street. You see something small and you just spend the money, okay, you two have it from 1 to 2 cedi. The demands of the people is not much. The ability to be deliberate and connect at every level with them. He speaks their language.
Like sits with the cocoa seller and drink and chat with them.
He speaks their language. He comes down to them. Although he's now living in Trasako, but he still is able to speak the language of the people in Nima and in Jamestown. How is he able to do it? And the same politicians within 6 months, they are disconnected. They can't speak the language of anybody. If you are talking Ghana, they are talking New York. And that is what one thing they should learn about, how the young man has evolved this brand from the bandana to Shatta Wale to now a movement. The processes involved.
And how entrepreneurial he is.
Yes.
He's an entrepreneur.
No, the point is that if he is able to go down and gather these numbers, brands will be chasing him to give him money. And he can go back and share the same opportunities with the people who are following him. He's not selfish in the process. That is what the people following him are spotted around him. And even if you look at it, a lot of the musicians themselves, a lot of the fights the guy was having with the media and the industry was the fact he wanted to create opportunities for other musicians. Let's charge more so that we can be relevant, because we don't have retirement. And every time what you see the guy do is for the good of a wider audience.
Okay. The lawyer has joined us at the table. Lawyer Zakaria Kanku Musa is a legal practitioner, communications specialist, lecturer at Unimac GIJ. Lawyer, good morning. Welcome back to the table.
Good morning to see you.
Good to see you. Were you at the Shatta first? Maybe that's why I missed you just in the
I used to be called a Shatta movement person, but I couldn't go there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I observed it.